Here are 50 most commonly asked interview questions related to Azure Synapse Analytics, along with detailed and informative answers. 1. What is Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Azure Synapse Analytics is an integrated analytics service combining big data and data warehousing capabilities. It allows for the ingestion, preparation, management, and serving of data for immediate business intelligence and machine learning needs. It integrates with many Azure services and tools, providing a unified experience for developing end-to-end analytic solutions. 2. What are the core components of Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: core components include Synapse SQL, providing both on-demand and provisioned resources; Spark for big data and machine learning; data integration, including Azure Data Factory, Synapse Studio, a unified web-based interface; and Synapse pipelines for orchestrating ETL or ELT workflows. 3. Can you explain the difference between dedicated SQL pools and serverless SQL pools in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: dedicated SQL pools. These are provisioned resources that provide a set amount of compute power and storage for data warehousing. They are ideal for predictable workloads and require upfront capacity planning. Serverless SQL pools. These offer on-demand query capabilities without the need for provisioning resources. You pay per query, which is suitable for ad hoc querying and exploratory data analysis. 4. What is Synapse Studio and its primary use? Answer: Synapse Studio is an integrated development environment within Azure Synapse Analytics that provides a unified workspace for data integration, big data, and data warehousing tasks. It includes tools for data exploration, pipeline creation, SQL query development, Spark job execution, and data visualization. 5. How do you manage and scale data storage in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: data storage in Azure Synapse Analytics is managed through Azure Data Lake Storage ADLS Gen 2. Storage scales independently of compute resources, allowing for separation of storage and compute costs. Synapse Analytics leverages ADLS for large-scale data storage, enabling seamless data ingestion and retrieval. 6. What is PolyBase, and how is it used in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: PolyBase is a data virtualization technology that allows querying of external data sources using TSQL. In Azure Synapse Analytics, PolyBase can be used to query data stored in Azure Blob Storage, ADLS, and even external databases like SQL Server, Oracle, and Hadoop, enabling seamless data integration without data movement. 7. Explain the concept of data warehousing units (DWS) in Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer: DWS are a measure of compute resources in Azure Synapse Analytics. They encapsulate CPU, memory, and I/O resources, and determine the performance of a dedicated SQL pool. Scaling DWS up or down changes the amount of compute resources allocated to the data warehouse, affecting query performance and concurrency. 8. How does Azure Synapse Analytics handle data security and compliance? Answer: Azure Synapse Analytics provides robust security features including data encryption at rest and in transit, network security VNet integration, private endpoints, authentication, Azure Active Directory, role-based access control RBAC, and auditing. It also supports compliance with various standards such as GDPR, HIPAA, and SOC. 9. What are Synapse pipelines, and how do they work? Answer: Synapse pipelines are part of Azure Synapse Analytics and are built on Azure Data Factory. They provide data integration and orchestration capabilities, enabling ETL or ELT workflows. Pipelines can integrate with various data sources, transform data using data flows, and schedule and monitor data movement activities. 10. What are Synapse Spark pools, and what are they used for? Answer: Synapse Spark Pools are clusters of Spark nodes in Azure Synapse Analytics used for big data processing and analytics. They support Spark jobs, data exploration, and machine learning tasks. Spark pools can scale dynamically based on workload demands and provide seamless integration with other Synapse components. 11. How do you monitor and optimize performance in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Performance monitoring and optimization in Azure Synapse Analytics involve using tools like SQL Analytics, Query Performance Insights, Workload Management, and Resource Utilization Metrics. Techniques include indexing, partitioning, optimizing data distribution, and tuning queries. Synapse also provides built-in performance recommendations. 12. Explain the concept of a data lake in the context of Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer: Data lake in Azure Synapse Analytics refers to a centralized repository that allows storage of structured and unstructured data at any scale. Data stored in a DLS Gen 2 can be ingested, processed, and analyzed using Synapse's integrated capabilities, enabling a unified data architecture for various analytics workloads. 13. What is the role of data integration in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Data integration in Azure Synapse Analytics involves combining data from different sources to provide a unified view. It includes extracting, transforming, and loading ETL/ELT processes, using Synapse pipelines to ensure data consistency and quality for analysis and reporting. 14. How do you handle data partitioning in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Data partitioning in Azure Synapse Analytics involves dividing large tables into smaller, more manageable pieces partitions based on a specified column, for example date. This improves query performance by allowing the system to scan only relevant partitions. Proper partitioning strategy depends on query patterns and data distribution. 15. What are the best practices for data loading in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Best practices for data loading include: A. Using PolyBase for high-volume data ingestion. B. Loading data in bulk rather than row by row. C. Staging data in Azure Blob Storage or a DLS. D. Optimizing data distribution to minimize data movement. E. Using batch loading processes to manage resources effectively. 16. How do you implement real-time analytics in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Implement real-time analytics by integrating Azure Synapse with Azure Stream Analytics or Apache Spark Streaming. These services allow for ingestion and processing of real-time data streams, which can then be analyzed and visualized using Synapse SQL, Power BI, or other tools. 17. What are materialized views, and how are they used in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Materialized views are pre-computed, stored query results that can be used to speed up complex queries. In Azure Synapse Analytics, they improve performance by catching query results, reducing the need to recompute heavy aggregations or joins each time the view is queried. 18. Explain the role of Data Factory within Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer: Azure Data Factory within Synapse Analytics provides data integration capabilities. It enables the creation, scheduling, and management of data pipelines that ingest, transform, and load data from various sources into the Synapse environment for analysis and reporting. 19. How do you ensure high availability and disaster recovery in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: Ensure high availability and disaster recovery through A. Geo-redundant storage (GRS). B. Automated backups and point-in-time restore. C. Using active geo-replication for databases. D. Implementing failover strategies. E. Regular testing of disaster recovery plans. 20. What is the importance of indexing in Azure Synapse Analytics and how is it managed? Answer: Indexing is crucial for improving query performance by allowing the database to quickly locate and retrieve data. In Azure Synapse, indexing is managed through the creation of clustered and non-clustered indexes on columns frequently used in search queries, filters, and joins. 21. What is Delta Lake, and how is it used in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Delta Lake is an open-source storage layer that brings ACID transactions to big data workloads. In Azure Synapse, Delta Lake enables scalable and reliable data lakes, supporting batch and streaming data processing with consistency and data versioning, improving data reliability and performance. 22. How does Azure Synapse Analytics integrate with Power BI? Answer. Azure Synapse Analytics integrates with Power BI by allowing direct connectivity through Synapse SQL Pools. Data can be visualized and analyzed in Power BI dashboards and reports, enabling seamless data exploration and business intelligence capabilities on top of Synapse managed data. 23. Explain the concept of workload management in Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer. Workload management involves prioritizing and managing multiple concurrent queries and workloads to ensure efficient resource utilization and performance. Azure Synapse provides workload management tools like workload classification, resource classes, and workload isolation to allocate resources based on query importance and resource requirements. 24. What are the common data distribution methods in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Common data distribution methods include A. Hash distribution. Data is distributed based on the hash value of a specified column, providing even distribution and optimizing join performance. B. Round-robin distribution. Data is distributed evenly across all distributions, suitable for tables without a natural distribution. Key. C. Replicated distribution. Data is copied to all distributions, useful for small lookup tables to avoid data movement during joins. 25. How do you implement data masking in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Data masking in Azure Synapse Analytics is implemented using dynamic data masking (DDM), which hides sensitive data in query results by applying mask patterns. This helps protect sensitive information from unauthorized access while allowing the underlying data to remain unchanged. 26. How do you handle schema changes in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Handle schema changes by A. Using alter statements to modify tables and views. B. Versioning schemas to track changes over time. C. Ensuring backward compatibility where possible. D. Testing changes in a development environment before production. E. Documenting schema changes and communicating with stakeholders. 27. What is Azure Synapse Link, and how does it work? Answer. Azure Synapse Link enables real-time analytics on operational data from Azure, Cosmos DB, and other supported sources. It provides a direct connection between Synapse Analytics and the operational data store, allowing for near real-time data synchronization and analytics without impacting operational performance. 28. Explain the concept of data sharding in Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer. Data sharding involves splitting large datasets into smaller, more manageable pieces shards that can be distributed across multiple nodes. In Azure Synapse, sharding is achieved through data distribution methods like hash and round-robin, improving query performance and scalability by parallelizing data processing. 29. How do you ensure data quality in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Ensure data quality through A. Data validation and cleansing during ETL processes. B. Implementing data profiling and quality checks. C. Using data quality tools and frameworks. D. Establishing data governance policies. E. Monitoring and resolving data quality issues regularly. 30. What are the advantages of using Azure Synapse Analytics over traditional data warehousing solutions? Answer: advantages include A. Unified analytics experience. B. Seamless integration with Azure services. C. Scalability and flexibility of compute and storage. D. Advanced analytics capabilities with Synapse Spark. E. Real-time and batch processing support. F. Built-in security and compliance features. 31. How do you optimize query performance in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: optimize query performance by A. Using appropriate data distribution methods. B. Creating and maintaining indexes. C. Partitioning large tables. D. Optimizing query logic and structure. E. Analyzing query performance using SQL analytics. F. Applying caching and materialized views. 32. What are the use cases for on-demand SQL pool in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: use cases include A. Ad hoc querying and data exploration. B. Analyzing external data sources without data movement. C. Querying semi-structured and unstructured data. D. Performing data discovery and experimentation. E. Cost-effective analytics for unpredictable workloads. 33. How do you handle data versioning in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: handle data versioning by A. Using Delta Lake for ACID transactions and time travel. B. Implementing change data capture CDC mechanisms. C. Maintaining historical data tables with versioning information. D. Using temporal tables to track data changes over time. 34. Explain the role of metadata management in Azure Synapse Analytics. Answer: metadata management involves maintaining information about data sources, structures, and usage. It plays a critical role in data governance, data lineage, and data quality. In Azure Synapse, metadata management is achieved through integrated tools and services that catalog and document data assets, enabling better data discovery and management. 35. How do you implement data governance in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: implement data governance by A. Establishing data governance policies and frameworks. B. Defining data stewardship roles and responsibilities. C. Implementing data quality and validation processes. D. Using Azure Purview for data cataloging and lineage. E. Ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. 36. What are the key differences between Azure Synapse Analytics and Azure Data Lake? Answer: key differences include Azure Synapse Analytics, an integrated analytics service that combines data warehousing, big data, and data integration capabilities. Azure Data Lake, a scalable storage solution for big data that provides data lake capabilities, allowing storage of raw data in various formats. 37. How do you use Synapse SQL for data transformation tasks? Answer: use Synapse SQL for data transformation by A. Writing SQL scripts to perform data cleaning, aggregation, and transformation. B. Creating stored procedures for reusable transformations. C. Using common table expressions CTEs for intermediate transformations. D. Leveraging built-in SQL functions and operators for data manipulation. 38. How do you implement CI or CD for Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: implement CI/CD by A. Using Azure DevOps for source control and pipeline automation. B. Defining build and release pipelines for Synapse artifacts. C. Automating deployment of Synapse SQL scripts, Spark jobs, and data pipelines. D. Implementing automated testing and validation. E. Using infrastructure as code IAC tools like ARM, templates, or Terraform. 39. What are the best practices for managing large datasets in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: best practices include A. Using appropriate data distribution and partitioning strategies. B. Implementing indexing and materialized views. C. Optimizing ETL or ELT processes for performance. D. Monitoring and tuning query performance. E. Managing data lifecycle with archival and purging policies. 4T. How do you secure data in transit and at rest in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Security by A. Encrypting data at rest using Azure Storage Encryption. B. Encrypting data in transit using TLS SL. C. Implementing network security with Virtual Network VNet integration. D. Using Azure Key Vault for key management and secrets. E. Configuring role-based access control RBAC for data access. 41. How do you manage and monitor Azure Synapse Analytics workloads? Answer. Managing monitor workloads by A. Using Synapse Studio for monitoring query performance and resource utilization. B. Configuring alerts and notifications for resource thresholds. C. Leveraging Azure Monitor and Log Analytics for advanced monitoring. D. Implementing workload classification and resource classes for workload management. E. Reviewing and optimizing workload performance regularly. 42. What are some common scenarios where you would use Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Common scenarios include A. Enterprise data warehousing and reporting. B. Big data processing and analytics. C. Real-time analytics and streaming data. D. Advanced analytics and machine learning. E. Data integration and ETL or ELT processes. F. Business intelligence and data visualization. 43. How do you handle schema drift in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Handle schema drift by A. Using schema mapping and validation during ETL processes. B. Implementing flexible data ingestion pipelines that can handle schema changes. C. Monitoring data source schemas for changes and updating mappings accordingly. D. Using Delta Lake or similar technologies to manage schema evolution. 44. What are the different ways to ingest data into Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Different ways to ingest data include A. Using Synapse pipelines for ETL or ELT processes. B. Leveraging PolyBase for high-speed data loading from external sources. C. Using Azure Data Factory for data integration. D. Implementing streaming data ingestion with Azure Stream Analytics or Apache Spark Streaming. E. Directly loading data via SQL or Spark scripts. 45. How do you implement row-level security in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer. Implement row-level security by A. Creating security policies and predicates that define access rules. B. Applying security predicates to tables to filter rows based on user roles. C. Using SQL functions and views to enforce row-level security logic. D. Testing and validating security policies to ensure correct enforcement. 46. What are the benefits of using Azure Synapse Analytics for machine learning? Answer. Benefits include A. Seamless integration with Azure Machine Learning and Synapse Spark for ML workflows. B. Scalable data processing and storage capabilities. C. Advanced analytics and data exploration tools. D. Unified environment for data preparation, training, and deployment. E. Support for collaborative data science and ML projects. 47. How do you configure and use Azure Synapse Analytics with Azure Databricks? Answer. Configure and use by A. Setting up Azure Databricks workspace and clusters. B. Connecting Databricks to Synapse Analytics using JDBC or ODBC drivers. C. Using Databricks notebooks for data processing and transformation. D. Writing results back to Synapse SQL pools or data lakes. E. Leveraging integrated analytics and visualization capabilities. 48. How do you manage costs in Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: manage costs by A. Monitoring resource usage and scaling compute resources appropriately. B. Using serverless SQL pools for cost-effective ad hoc querying. C. Implementing data lifecycle management to archive or delete unused data. D. Reviewing and optimizing ETL or ELT processes to minimize compute costs. E. Leveraging Azure cost management tools for budgeting and cost analysis. 49. What are the differences between Azure Synapse Analytics and AWS Redshift? Answer: Azure Synapse Analytics offers a unified analytics platform, integrating big data, data warehousing, and data integration, with deep integration into the Azure ecosystem. AWS Redshift, primarily a data warehousing solution with strong performance and scalability, but with less integrated big data and data integration capabilities compared to Synapse. 50. How do you use machine learning models within Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: use machine learning models by A. Integrating with Azure Machine Learning to train and deploy models. B. Using Synapse Spark to build and train ML models. C. Operationalizing ML models using Synapse pipelines for batch or real-time scoring. D. Embedding ML model inference within SQL queries or Spark jobs. E. Visualizing and analyzing ML results within Synapse Studio or Power BI. In summary, the above 50 questions and answers provide a thorough understanding of Azure Synapse Analytics, covering its key components, functionalities, and best practices. They delve into topics such as data integration, security, performance optimization, real-time analytics, and integration with other Azure services. This comprehensive guide equips you with the knowledge needed to effectively utilize and manage Azure Synapse Analytics for advanced data warehousing and big data analytics solutions. For more exciting tips, tricks, and more importantly, for valuable insights of interviews, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. It has a lot of valuable information about various insights of interviews. It has a wide range of real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for interviews, and it has wide range of most asked interview questions and answers of various technologies like data science, SAP, AWS, DevOps, and full-stack web development, and more. That will be useful during interviews. It has a wide range of most asked interview questions and answers, and real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for freshers. For 2 to 3 years, experienced candidates, and for 5 or above years, experienced candidates to test their skills by knowing most asked interview questions and make themselves ready for interviews.